Welcome, guys. We are your hosts.
Why do we always giggle like schoolgirls at the beginning of these?
Man. What is wrong with us? We are your co-hosts. Alex, my good friend. I'm
That's
Jackson.
me.
We got Bree, Bad A Larson. And we are here enjoying just another great night. Had a fun time at the movie theater.
Spoilers, we saw this.
Yeah.
We saw this.
Yeah. She doesn't die.
What?
Okay, did I give it away some? All right.
Is it her twin sister in the Avengers trailer?
All right. Bum, bum, bum. All right, guys. So, with this being our second movie night, me and Alex both kind of have a general consensus of not knowing how to feel about this one.
Yeah.
Alita was pretty overwhelmingly positive with a few gripes. And we're not going to have a big compare fest because I could do that. I don't know about you, but I could totally compare.
What do you?
This movie to
No, we don't need to
billion
do that.
other
We'll be
things.
here for 12 hours.
Right. On its own merits, Captain Marvel had high points and was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it into
okay.
words. I don't know.
Okay,
Go
I
for
don't
it.
think it was a mess at all, really.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's hard to put into words
Yeah.
with this movie. So, like, I was telling Jackson as we left the theater, I was like, there's definitely points of this movie that I feel like this movie kind of surprised me, not with, like, plot twists or anything, but surprised me in every direction of, like, I thought I wouldn't like this. Oh, no, turns out I actually love it.
Right.
I thought I would like this. Didn't really care for it. I would definitely say I'm overall positive on this movie.
Overall?
I think so.
All right.
But let's do our cons like we did last time. Let's jump into our
Concert.
cons real quick and then
Okay.
see what each other think about those.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off with con numero uno for me.
Okay.
And I wonder, because this is one thing I didn't want to talk about leaving the theater. And we had to, like, shut our mouths, man. We were, like, in the car. And I was like, remember this part? It's like, save it for the podcast. So, anyway, this movie has some stupid politics in it. And it pissed me off.
Okay.
I don't know if you caught that or if that's a big deal to you.
Okay.
That personally bothers me.
Okay.
Dude, just the whole, like, it's called a cockpit, right? Like, I was just like, guys, do not talk like that. I don't know, what is it with Hollywood thinking guys are just these evil, misogynist douchebags?
Okay, but what about back then? I mean, okay, it wasn't that long ago. I keep
Yeah.
thinking this is like Captain America, where it was a really long time ago, but it was only the 90s.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So, like, there's, like, flashbacks of her as a girl getting, like, knocked down, and, like, all these guys are just like, you're a chick, you can't do it, you suck, you got a JJ, like, you can't make it happen. Like, it's like, I just hate that, because as a
Right.
guy, I'm not like that, and so I hate that poor representation. I don't know what this is teaching people, and I don't know why it's in so many Hollywood movies. It pisses me off, and it's automatic, big-time loss of points for Captain Marvel, because there was quite a bit of it in there,
Right.
and it was subtle. I'll thank it for that.
Yeah.
It wasn't blatant, except for the cockpit thing. I just wanted to be like, dude, Hollywood, slap the guy who did that. Just slap him. I guess I don't know how you feel about this part.
So one of my friends told me about, because he said that the feminism, like, push was, like, too much. I'm trying to remember the way he worded it, but he said that it was, like, unbearable at times. Where he really had a problem with the line where, what's the guy from Guardians that was in this? Ronan. Where they say, like, where he's like, we'll be back for the weapon. And then the other guy's like, the Tesseract?
woman.
And he's like, no. Woman.
I roll, dude.
And he hated that line.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's because he kind of primed me for it. Like, I was ready for it. I didn't mind it. I get what you're saying. And yes, you're not that way.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not that way.
Right.
But I know some guys who are that way. So, but I totally agree with what you're saying, where getting a little philosophical here.
Let's go.
Life is a rubber band. So,
Oh, man.
every time, one extreme is explored, it's going to bounce back and it's going to explore the other extreme. for years, I don't think anyone would disagree that women have had it worse than men. I would totally say that. For the majority of life. That's changed. Obviously, in the last 40 years, immensely changed. And now I'm sure obviously a lot of it happens behind closed doors and stuff, but at least it's in the public eye and it's acknowledged now. However, now we're getting the other extremes of that all men are wicked and evil. And then it's all about women empowerment, which I think it's natural. You're gonna rubber band the other way. Society's gonna rubber band the other way, and we just gotta take it. When we're, in our opinions, I'm sure we have douchebag moments, but like we're pretty much all around good guys.
Like she should be in the kitchen.
Shut up, dude.
You're proving the movie's point.
No, that was good.
Dude, yeah.
That was really good. But like, so that's kind of the way I think, that's kind of why part of me, I find it kind of cringy, but part of me is kind of like, part of me it's kind of like, hey, women deserve this. Because if you hear some of the horror stories, even the few ones I've heard about in Hollywood of the way women are treated, like not just women, men too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that didn't really bother me that much, but I totally noticed it. But I don't think it was nearly as much as some other movies that have come out recently. But
yeah.
Anyway,
there were some other political moments that weren't even feminism related, like when he's like, "We're not destroyers, we're refugees." And like they literally had a line about a wall, and I was like, "Listen, 8 years from now, that line is going to be stale, as old as stale bread. It won't even culturally matter. It's irrelevant.
Right.
Why did you put it in this movie?"
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like, dude, like there's a game called Gex. It's for the original PlayStation. I think.
played that.
Yeah, and it's cool, but it's all cultural references back to back to back.
Really? Huh.
When I think of like including a bunch of our modern day politics. Scratch that. When I see you including your politics, this is why I just think movies should just be apolitical. Just don't. Don't touch on that because you're dividing automatically. But anyway, Gex is just cultural reference. And like if you play it now, it's just a cringy fest of like what is he even talking about?
Right.
And like
that's a good point. Huh.
Why even talk about current modern day nonsense that half your audience doesn't even agree with you with? Who cares?
Okay,
I
but
hate that stuff.
What do you think
Anyway.
about this? This is totally getting off topic. I promise we will change it soon.
Yeah.
But like, what do you think about the fact that, all right, people talk about using their platform, and I get it that this is a movie about comic books.
Yeah.
But I'm playing devil's advocate. What do you think about them especially in a Marvel movie where Marvel is the biggest movies out?
Yeah.
That it definitely has an impact on social opinion, so like overall opinion.
Dude, that's why I think they add it.
Yeah.
I think that's literal propaganda.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And I am totally of that opinion that this should not be preaching.
Yes.
It needs to be a movie.
Alita Zero.
Yeah.
She's a female warrior.
Yeah.
She saved her male friends.
Yeah.
You didn't hear a word about it.
Yeah.
Appreciate that about Alita so much. I told you that's something I loved about that movie.
Right.
In a world of everything's a message and everything's political. Like, we have one movie that, like, literally was zero politics. And I was like, it could have been filled with it. And Captain Marvel, subtly, which is in a way worse, because it's, like, kids are going to watch this movie. And I'm pretty sure that these lines are to, like, I just get mad about it, dude. I'm sorry. I'm getting upset.
Hey,
I hate this kind of, I do hate the politics
you,
part. It's not even, we're not even in the movie yet, but, like, it's just a frustrating part to me. It's cultural. It's irrelevant to half the audience. I'm also sure that the other half, that it's like, that empowers them or whatever. I don't think that it would have hurt the movie at all to just remove that.
Yeah.
And just made better quality scenes or something.
Yeah.
Like, message in the back.
Yeah.
And great movie first.
Right.
And if you're like, if it's all about the message and the feminism, it's like,
do you think that was this movie though? Like, to put a pin in it, like, do you think that, because you even said that it was at least subtle.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, I can't think of a single example now. But Yeah. Do you?
Okay, her hero,
Yeah.
HER-O, and then they're all saying, "Hey, it's the first woman Marvel movie." It's like Elektra. Excuse me, but anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucked, but hey, you're
Yeah,
wrong.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
You're technically right.
Yeah.
If you call it a movie.
But I mean,
I am surprised though that it's taken this long though. Like
Yeah.
DC did that what?
Wonder Woman.
Okay, so there was Batman v Superman.
I think it was Wonder Woman.
Was that the second movie?
See, it was Superman.
Man of Steel. Duh.
Man of Steel, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is like the trio of DC, though.
Yeah.
Marvel doesn't
True.
really have that.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a
know?
very good point.
Like,
Yeah.
you think...
I guess I'm just surprised that, over 20 movies now that it, I think, over 20. But,
Yeah. And I'm fine with Captain Marvel. Again, if you can make her a great character, if you can do all this stuff, and you can make a great movie, then I won't care that it's a female. Like, I don't care about that. I
Me
just
either,
don't.
yeah.
I don't. And that's just, I think that I'm a unvocal majority.
Yeah.
Where it's like, make a great movie and I will pay to see it. I would
Right,
happily,
yeah.
like, I liked Wonder Woman a lot.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I thought it was
very good.
That was awesome. So,
Anyway, we've talked way too long about this. I
Yeah.
totally get what you mean. I totally get what you
yeah,
mean.
I think we could probably make a whole podcast on just
Yeah,
that.
maybe we should.
But I don't, that's not for this. This is for Captain Marvel, and that's a negative for me. What's a negative for you, Alex?
Okay. I was trying to keep it to like 3 main ones.
3 big ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go with like the least of my issues. First, like to where like it's not really that much of a complaint, but
Yeah.
okay. So what were they called? The Skrulls.
The Skrull, yeah.
And then she's a Kree.
Kree and
Okay.
Skrull, yeah.
The Skrulls. It's really not that much of a complaint because I feel like they did better. But like I think back on like the Star Trek reboot, the first one with Chris Pine,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like the bad guy Eric Bana, and like all the other people that were like him. It was just so cheesy. And I get it's Star Trek, that's different. But even so, like even when watching the trailers for this movie, because I wasn't really excited for this movie that much. I was
Right.
excited because it was Marvel, and I like Brie Larson. But I don't know anything about Captain Marvel, and the villain's just like cheesy as hell. And watching the movie, they didn't really that much.
Yeah.
But it was still, it still had some tropes. I feel like of like those weird looking aliens about how that they were kind of refugees by the end, and that we're gonna get into spoilers and everything, but like how that they were the kind of victims, and I feel I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it felt a little generic as far as they went.
Oh, yeah?
I think I need to mull this over because I think I'm going to end up disagreeing with myself. I think that at first, at the beginning of the movie, I was really thinking like, these guys are dumb. They're dumb villains. But then by the end, they weren't even villains.
Yeah.
Scratch that. I'm moving on. Complaint number 2.
I'm going to disagree with you.
I
That's
think-
actually a big plus for this movie. for
Okay.
me. So, but you can get to that later, though.
Okay.
For sure. But
Because I think I agree with you now. Like
Yeah.
the more I talked about it in the movie, I was just kind of thinking like they were chameleon aliens. I don't know. I've watched a lot of Smallville, so maybe that's why. But
good show.
yeah, it's
Man.
some of it. But anyway,
That's fine.
okay. So the other slight complaint, the second one, is the CG, and I hate it when people complain about CG a lot of times.
Okay.
Because people are so quick to be like, doesn't look real. Doesn't look real.
Doesn't look.
And I'm like, well, duh, it's a Marvel superhero movie. But there were
Right.
definitely times where I was just like, it doesn't look right.
Hmm.
Like when she's falling down, not at the beginning, but at the end of the movie, when she first starts flying, and it shows her and she's falling backwards, and I was just like, it reminds me of like the Flash in CW, where anytime they show him like
Zoomed in.
zoomed in, like running real fast and doing big stunt things where it's clearly CG.
Oh gosh, dude.
And this didn't look that bad, but even
Yeah.
like I wasn't completely. I like the look of her powers, but I wasn't completely sold. Like there wasn't a time where I was like it was just like, oh, that looks totally awesome. It looked a little too blown out. Like the whites were like, I don't know. It was, I don't know.
Okay. Like in general, the CG, in my opinion, is really good.
Yeah.
But there are those little
Yes,
moments.
that's what I mean.
Yeah. And there's one bit where they're checking her brain for memories, and she's hanging upside down, and there's the laser. I don't know what it is with her face there, but dude, it's horrendous. Yeah. It's horrendous. Yeah. And I don't. The editor should be fired for that, in my opinion. It wasn't great, and like you said, the falling scene was really bad too. But there was other super actiony scenes that were really good. Yeah. So. I would give the CG, if I could grade the CG, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'd probably give it a 6.5, and I'm usually really generous, but I think if this was the DC movie, I wouldn't have batted an eye. Because watching Justice League, I'm like, this movie looks like shit. It just looks like muddy and gross. Mainly the bad guys and in the world at the end. For some reason, it looks like they're in the apocalypse. Well, maybe they were. But anyway... But since this is Marvel, and I just watched Infinity War over the weekend, and then watched Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange is beautiful.
When you watch Doctor Strange, it's not. It does. It kind of reminds you of filters but it's not. It's not just a flat filter applied over it. It's layered stuff. It's constantly changing in a super creative way. That's what I mean. Yes. That's what I mean. Yeah. But that's just you're looking through it. On a flat, it's applying it to everything.
It's as if it's a 3D effect of that.
This is I was watching it and I was paying attention. I was it was so creative the way they'd fold the world in on itself.
Oh, and man. Then, I agree. So Doctor Strange is so cool.
Right.
It really is.
It really is. It was only I hadn't seen it since theaters.
Yeah.
So that's had to be at least a couple, 2 or 3 years. And then I watched also Infinity War and how good Thanos looks and
yeah.
In this movie it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably even give it a 7, but there was never a moment where I was. That's not true. There was just little moments that the falling scene that was just kind of I don't know.
Okay. Segue. I don't know how to feel about Brie Larson's character in this movie. Okay. It's at times she was trying to be Tony Stark. At times she was trying to be ultra tough. And in my opinion, she's actually beautiful. She's she's got a beautiful face and everything. It would be really cool to see her smile. And I know this was a con of the people that said this in the trailers, but I don't really know what I expected with Brie Larson in this movie, considering how she had behaved prior to the movie. But I wasn't going to grade her on that. I was going to grade her on her performance of the movie alone.
Right.
That's not fair to, say Brie Larson sucks because of what she said outside the movie. Whatever. I felt like Brie did not bring it. At certain scenes, she was just to always having this tough face. Thor is smiling. He's goofy. He's fun. Tony Stark is constantly jabbing at you with his little one-liners. These are little things that I literally love about these characters. Whenever Tony Stark goes, "Hey, you're embarrassing us in front of the Wizards," dude. It's so Tony Stark. You know what I mean? If he was just always mean mugging you the whole time, nobody would like Tony Stark. That's Brie Larson in this movie. She's just there's no one-liners. There's no little... There's a few, so maybe take that back. There's a few. And whenever she's with Nick Fury or... those moments are awesome. I would like a whole movie of those. Because I think that whenever she's being Captain Marvel and fighting, she's not fun anymore. She's way more fun with Nick Fury. And in my opinion, she totally takes it away from herself when she's being Captain Marvel. Whose powers, I don't even know what they really are.
Yeah.
And I don't know why she's super powerful either.
She said phaser beams at some point.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
But everyone's hyping her up to be as powerful as Thanos. I'm Thanos has an infinity gauntlet of literally the stones of all creation. She's got a Tesseract and she's a human. Why is she so powerful? But whatever, I digress. That's Marvel, not necessarily... that's not Brie's fault. I just think her acting... I just don't think it was good. I really don't. If I could give acting performance in general I'd give it a 7, and if I could give Bree's performance, I give it like a 4 or a 3.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm being, dude. I mean, look at this face.
the way you felt,
look at
man.
this face, dude. That's it. You see that in every fight scene. Take a picture of that face.
Yeah.
That's every fight scene, and it's like, throw a one-liner out there. Crack me up. When Thor's fighting Hulk, yeah, you know, like everybody remembers that, you know, or like a Thor just. Yeah.
I hear you.
You know?
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that, Alex?
I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a bit because I'll explain that later. But yeah, I'll just going over my last con. I don't know if you. What do you think about doing this in the future? I think we should stick with it this time. But like, do you think we should go with this like structure of like cons and then pros, or treat it more like a discussion, where it's like you bring up something, then okay, this is why I feel about that. I feel like that's more natural. I feel like this con thing is a little too much.
That's a good idea.
Okay, I'm gonna already change it right now. I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
I went in with very tempered expectations, like to this movie, because I was just like, the trailers. I was like, this looks like a pre-Iron Man superhero movie in a way. Like it looks super generic to me.
It's true.
And that is one of the things where it surprised me. Where I was like, it wasn't to me. Like, and going in, I think we talked about on the way here that in every trailer she just looked like she was bored. She didn't want it. She didn't want to be in the movie. She didn't want to be in the role, and that's where I actually totally disagree with you.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let me preface this with that it may be a bias just because I've liked her in everything I've seen her in. I like Brie Larson. I just like her as an actress. I haven't seen her in much, but I think I've literally maybe only seen her in like Kong Skull Island.
I did kind of like her in Kong Skull Island, though. She's awesome, and she kind of has a little bit of an attitude and a flair in her. That and
maybe it may be just her weird, quirky thing. So okay, she surprised me with. She had way more personality. She's definitely a more toned down person.
Yeah.
But part of me is kind of excited about that, to where like we already have a Tony, we already have a Thor, we already have, and that's why I think Captain America fits so well with him, because he's different, he's more reserved, he's more serious.
Yeah. I
think that he's more serious than she is, and like there was little moments where when she I feel like she has a cute personality sometimes, where like she'd broken the train and she's looking for the scroll, right? Yeah. Why do I keep that? Why does that sound wrong? Looking for the scroll, and then like her hair's all in her face, and she gets in the train. She's kind of like,
yeah, I like that.
It was cute, and then like she had a lot of little touches like that. Where, and again, it may be my bias going in where I thought she was gonna be boring because she looked just bored in the trailers. But so there's that, and then there's also, and we could make an Alita argument here, but like she is trying to find out who she is and. Okay, but even in the first fight with Jude Law at the beginning of the movie, I feel like she showed way more personality in that first fight than in the whole trailer.
And I was excited because I was like, "Dang, she's gonna shift my mind." She's already shifted my mind, because that first fight is the best fight I think in the whole movie.
Yeah,
I literally think it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
and I think where you're coming from, and I may even agree with you, is that her being excited about her powers and her superhero like personality didn't really come through.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like all of the scenes where she's flying and blowing up ships and spaceships and airplanes, they're kind of boring to me. Like I was just like,
I didn't feel very much.
Like there was no like in Iron Man when he's like being chased by the jets, or he goes down in that village and kills all of the terrorists, like where you're like, hell yes.
Yeah, dude.
There was there wasn't a single superhero moment in this movie, in my opinion, that felt that way.
What? Perfect.
Right?
That's exactly how I would
And I think
phrase
that her personality came out in all the slow moments. Yeah. Where she had banter with, like you said, with Samuel L. Jackson. Like she had banter with her friend. She had banter with her friend's daughter. There was one moment where she gave a little chuckle. I just thought it was endearing. But I totally agree with her being Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Every bit that she was Captain Marvel was pretty boring. And that leads to my third con that I was thinking of during the movie, is that the choreography in this movie was boring as hell. Like
true. You can't We can compare it to Alita too.
Oh
You
gosh,
can't.
yeah,
You can't. It would just.
Well, even other Marvel movies. Look at Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Oh.
The choreography in that movie.
Oh, I love
is
the fight
dope.
scenes. So I love the fight scenes in that movie.
And in this movie, it was just like every fight scene. I remember thinking like, boring.
Yeah.
Boring. They have the typical shots where it's like cutting a shot to not show the punch, and like there was never a moment where I was like, yeah, she's Captain Marvel, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, you've got powers, I guess.
Yeah.
You're a little probably OP.
Yeah.
You're blowing up ships at the end, like no biggie.
Yeah. So Alex, I do have one more con that I'd really
Okay.
and it's kind of it's just it rips me right out of the movie. I mean, right out of the movie.
Okay.
So the Skrulls, they kind of reveal themselves to Bree. It's Bree, her friends. I don't remember her name. Nick Fury, the little kid, and like the Skrulls finally kind of walk in and they reveal themselves. They are green freaking aliens. Nobody screams. Nobody's like, oh my god, like. They're just like, oh, I've seen you before. Like, I don't understand. It ripped me out of the movie, and I was just like, dude, are you serious? If like there's a green guy right in front of me that was just posing as my mom, I would scream as a little kid.
Yeah,
and she didn't, and neither did the woman. Heck, neither did Nick Fury, who hadn't seen them before. Well, he had because they had been cut open. But I was just like,
that's right, yeah.
I was just like, dude, I like I said, I was ripped away from the movie, and I think I looked at you and went like,
okay. I mean, I don't even know if I noticed that.
yeah. But I hated that.
I totally agree with you on that and another scene where like, okay, that's where I imagine movie making is super hard. It's
same.
It's like you have so much to focus on, but to me, these little touches matter a lot. Like, so that I totally agree, and I didn't think about it. I did think about it in the moment, but I wouldn't say it, I don't think it ripped me out as much as this other scene before that, where she shows up alive, and her friend's just kind of like, oh, she's definitely surprised.
Yeah.
But like, then they're just chatting at the table, as if like, okay, I've accepted it. You're alive now. Let's talk about some other things. Oh, I missed you, and they do have a moment. They do for sure.
Yeah.
But like to me, I'm just like, where's the like?
I saw you blow up in a ship.
In like 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, if someone I knew that died 6 years ago showed up, it would take a minute. Like,
yeah. True.
And like that moment, I wouldn't even say it tore me out of the movie, but it was just kind of like, man, I hate it in movie. And again, you can't spend a lot of time. The plot's got to move on. I get it, but like movies like Logan, where they focus on the little details.
It's so good.
Humanity and personality, and they linger on them. That is what Blade Runner, the newest Blade Runner, they linger on those moments, and I think that's what makes me connect to those movies more so than to this one, because it's just like, oh, you're alive. Oh, what director? Move on with the plot. Okay, never mind. I was gonna cry maybe a little bit. I'm not saying she has to cry. Yeah. Whatever. And not everyone reacts the same way, but it was just a little too quick to accept. And same way with the aliens. Like, it's like, oh, you're not my mom. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just trust that this is my mom now.
Oh, there are aliens in the universe. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
and she had told them before the scene.
But like, it's one thing to tell. It's another thing to show.
It's another thing to say like, hey, there's ghosts in your room right now.
Yeah. But
and then you turn around and there's one right there. Like,
I would jump like in like to Marvel's credit, like with what they did with Infinity War and giving Thanos such a personality.
True.
And
and they lingered on him.
Somehow, with all the crap going on in Infinity War, they still managed to pull it off so well that I was never ripped out of the movie like I was in that one scene. I was ripped out of the movie.
Oh yeah. And in Infinity War, it's a long movie. It's like nearly 3 hours. Yeah. But you can't do that with every movie. But like, we had never seen Thanos before.
Yeah.
And he's been known as the coming villain. He is the oncoming storm that you know is coming.
Yeah.
And yet, by the end of the movie, you empathize with him?
Yeah.
In one movie?
I know.
So, like, that's where I kind of get frustrated that you can't do that with this movie.
Yeah.
So, I totally agree.
I mean, yeah. But, hey, I'm actually going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that this movie is more positive than it is negative.
For sure.
Because I know we spent a lot of time on the cons, but that I'm all over the place with this movie. There are parts that I feel like I should care about, and I didn't. There's Brie Larson's acting, which bothered me. You know, all that aside, I did think that the Kree, the Skrull, I mean, we've hinted at it in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I've always known that Marvel had a universe. But it is very cool to see how it interacts, and I feel like this movie did.
Did they hint at the Skrulls?
Well, I mean, Ronan the Destroyer, who's destroying planets with, you know what I mean? Like, in Guardians of the Galaxy, he's known as the Accuser, and he blows planets up.
Huh.
I mean, they don't really tell you what, but, like, I didn't know what the Skrulls were, and in this movie, I feel like they just did a really good job on that end of the story.
Yeah.
Like, I guess we're going into the positives now. Like,
yes.
Yeah, any more negatives,
yes,
go for it, but... Like, I really thought the storyline, there's a lot going on in this story, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And some really good plot twists, even. And it will defy your expectations. And particularly with the Kree and the Skrull, like, I thought that was handled marvelously, personally.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah. Like, the Kree world, it's pretty cool. They've got this thing called, like, the super intelligence, or... Mm-hmm. I want to know what that is.
Seriously, what the hell is that?
Yeah, but they didn't really get to that. But, like, you get the idea that they hate each other. Like, not the super intelligence, but the Kree and the Skrull hate each other. And by the end of the movie, you're not sure what to think. And it's in a good way. You're like, who's the bad guy here? And, throw your hat in there. What do you think about that a little bit?
Yeah, I totally agree, because, like, at first, I was still even like, I don't trust this dude when he started opening up. And then you realize, like, oh, yeah, and even, like, that's what was kind of refreshing, I think, about that twist, is that, like, sometimes you might be like, oh, well, I'm a good guy. And then you get there and he betrays you or whatever.
Yeah.
But he gets there and he literally is just wanting his family. Like,
yeah, that's it.
I thought that was kind of refreshing, because it was like, most people would want to, like, spin it in some other way. But one thing, in the trailers, I went on, like, a weird roller coaster with this movie where, like, in the trailers, I totally thought Jude Law was evil from the trailer. It was, like, the look he gives at one point, or, like, his eyes, and maybe I misread the trailer. And then beginning of the movie, I'm like, oh, he's good? Cool. Right. And then he ends up being bad. I was like, man, what the heck?
Right.
But yeah, I liked the twist of, like, them being good, because then it just pinned it on her own people, or, like, people she thought were good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm gonna try not to compare it to Alita. I'm really gonna try not to. But they're very similar characters, surprisingly. They're both overpowered, and they both don't know their past. And
True. Yeah.
Both of these characters go about it in a different way, though. And I felt like they both did a really good job with how they navigated that.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't know her past, and she stumbles into it, which is cool. Like, she's like, oh, I was on this planet? I lived here?
Right, yeah.
And, like, that was, like, a cool... Of course you figure that's probably gonna be the case. Yeah. I don't know a thing about Captain Marvel. Let me just preface this. Nothing. I didn't even know she was a character until the trailers. But
I'd heard of her, and I'd seen her, but I never read a comic or anything with her in it. So I had no clue.
Never know. Like, I didn't know. Anyway, so her story is pretty cool. You know, how did she, like, we figure out how she ended up on the Kree ship. It's really cool how they pick up on her. She's, like, in the Air Force. She's got her life on planet Earth. A crazy accident happens. And then Jude Law picks her up and kind of is her mentor. And then she comes back to planet Earth not knowing any of that, only to find, like, Nick Fury as a mentor. And it's just like she has the ability to become a very complex character. I think she could be a very cool character even.
Yeah.
Literally because her backstory is erased, but she's, like, piecing it together. Anyway, I thought they did really well on that bit too. What are you thinking? What are you thinking over here, Alex? What are you thinking?
I mean, again, this is where we totally agree. Like,
yeah,
it was kind of cool to, like, piece things together even before they revealed it. Because I mean, it was pretty obvious, but it's not like they were trying to hide it really. But
Yeah.
like that she was the one that went down with
Yeah.
the ship or whatever, the plane. And I don't know. I that kind of stuff can really be cheesy easily.
Yeah.
Like oh, I don't remember my past. I'm a mystery. I was gonna say mysterious stranger, and then I was gonna say mystery. I'm a mystery.
Mysterious thing,
Yeah.
mystery stranger.
But I think that they did it. I don't know. It was done in a kind of not an overbearing way, or not a like a I don't know, just like that can be that can be really cheesy.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. So
I did too. And it definitely there's some good plot twists.
yeah.
Let's see. The 90s retro.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think this might be my favorite part of the whole movie.
Right. Yeah.
Reliving the 90s, she falls into a Blockbuster video. I immediately cracked a smile. Immediately. And like the Radio Shack, the people, the downloading the internet.
Right. Oh, that was so funny. She was like,
Right.
What is it doing?"
Yeah.
It's like it's loading.
It's loading. And they're all just like looking at each other.
Yeah.
Dude, like all the 90s, like even bringing back, like she was wearing a Nine Inch Nails shirt the whole movie. Grunge metal, there was like Nirvana was playing, and like
Yeah.
I don't know. I
That
love
was
the
fun.
90s. I just do. I will always love the 90s like so much. So the retro feel was great to this
Yeah.
movie for sure.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Before I forget, how awesome was that blue chick on her team? The sniper chick?
Oh,
At the
dude.
beginning?
Dude.
Every shot she was in, I was like, you are awesome. And
Yeah.
I don't think she died. I hope she didn't, because I want her in more movies. Because like, I doubt she would be. I don't know why she would be, but like, every shot she was in, it was just like, you were so cool.
Yeah, she was pretty rad. I think she killed like half of those
She did, yeah.
scrolls when they were running up at him.
Yeah.
I was like, dang,
That
dude.
was so awesome.
Yeah. And she's just got kind of this cool like attitude. I liked
Yeah.
her. I did like the blue chick.
Yeah.
Um
On kind of the other note, what did you think about Goose?
I loved a goose. What do you think? I thought he was somehow like an incredibly fun character.
Yeah.
And as a stupid cat, like how do you feel about it?
It's. I thought I'd like it from the trailer, and after watching the movie, I need to watch it again. But honestly, for most of it, I could have done without it. Like it was like, why? Where'd you come from? That was never explained.
True.
Was it?
No,
Like,
it was not.
What
They're
purpose
weird-
do you serve other than occasionally you ate the Tesseract and you ate some other people? And you scratched Nick Fury's eye. And I know you made a movement. All right, hear me out. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's funny. That's not going to be how he actually gets his eye injured. And then when I realized it was, I was like, what?
Dude,
I was like, this is so stupid.
I hated that.
But his line at the end, I think makes me okay with it. Where they're like, so like, man, so you fought off the Kree, like, and that's you know what Agent Coulson says.
Yeah.
That line, and it kind of made me laugh because it was so Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, it was.
Where it's like he's pretending to be tougher than what he was. Overall, I'm not a fan of it. But like the cat, I'm just like, you didn't do anything in this movie, and you're CG half the movie, and I'm like, why? You could have gotten a real cat for Samuel Jackson to hold. You can get a cat to sit still like that, and then maybe CG its paw to scratch his eye, or just not leave it in the movie because it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And
He should have. He's Nick Fury. He deserved better than that.
but
For
then
real.
again, the comedic value, I'm so torn on it. The comedic value, I think, almost makes up for it. But again, I totally agree. Like where overall, I'm just kind of like, really, this is.
Because like here's the way I see that is like now Samuel L. Jackson's character is lesser.
Right.
Like you're gonna see that eye patch and go, a cat did that,
Yeah.
like forever.
But then is that funny?
It's
pretty funny.
It's funny, but It just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah,
if
true.
if you found it more funny than less insulting, then you'll
Right.
probably like it.
Oh,
Found
when it
more
happened, I
insulting
was
than
like,
less
"This
funny,
is stupid.
I was mad.
This is so dumb."
I looked at you.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, "Are you serious?"
And I was
That's what I
kinda just
said. Dude, I was pissed about that, but I personally find it more insulting than funny. So
Right.
I would have preferred him like fighting one of the dudes and got his eye stabbed out like bad ass style.
It could have been a pretty heavy moment, and it
Yeah.
wasn't. But then again, did we need it to be? I don't know, but I definitely feel like the cat, like, I mean, Goose, like, he wasn't that endearing of a character to me because he, like, I felt like it's kind of like that kind of humor has been done where it's like, oh, it's a cute little thing. Happy Tree Friends did it better.
Yeah,
it's a cute
true.
little thing, and then but it destroys things.
Yeah.
And they don't even explain why. Where the hell does cat come from? Did they ever say?
No.
And it's just like, it's like, oh, we get it. Oh, it's cute, but it's powerful. And now it's going to be like, to me, it's more cringy than it is. And I hate that term. I hate the term cringy. But it's just like, I say that, but I use it all the time. But like, it's just like, now it's going to be these people who are like, oh, Goose is cute. He's a great character. Oh, but watch out. He's kick ass. And I'm like,
Like,
I found myself just like, this cat's dumb.
you know what? I think maybe on a second viewing, I'd probably like the cat less and less.
Yeah.
Like, here's why. Because there were times, like, okay, there's a cat in our jet right now.
Yeah.
Why did we bring the cat? Like, you
Yeah.
know, like, A, who brought the cat? That was dumb. B, like, yeah, it zooms in, and I love like cute little furry things. Just
Me too.
regardless.
I'm not the kind of person,
Yeah.
like, I get annoyed when people don't like the Minions in Despicable Me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't have a soul. I don't know how you feel. I think they're hilarious.
I must not have a soul. No, I'm just kidding. I like him. I like him. I'm kidding.
But so I totally get that. Like,
Yeah.
I think that the problem with Goose is that you can very easily write him out of the movie. You can very easily have them hide the Tesseract some other way. You can very easily have them get out of that situation with all the other guys in the room. What else did he do? He scratched Nick Fury's eye? Is that worth writing him into the movie for?
Here's
think
what's
so.
up. Ever since Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and the success, I think that Marvel's always going to try to incorporate like a Groot-like character.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that's Goose. Or not Goose.
Yeah.
Goose.
Goosey.
I mixed
Goose,
Groot and
yeah,
Goose.
yeah.
But, and I'm like, because it kind of works.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a person who loves Groot in the first two two Guardians, and he was okay in the last Avengers.
Okay.
But in my opinion,
Right.
but he's a very endearing character, like in the
Yeah.
first Guardians, like
sure.
hands down, like everybody loves Groot, and like he has a moment where he sacrifices himself, like he only has one line. Like, it's crazy that
Yeah.
you can care about a freaking
Right.
walking tree with one line as much as you
Yeah.
can by the end of Guardians 1.
Yeah.
But I think it's that so random humor that the Tumblrites, the Vine culture of like the super quick, like little bite-sized bits of humor and then onto the story.
Yeah.
And I literally think that that's Goose. That's it. He doesn't need a backstory because he's bite-sized bits of humor.
That's a good point.
He doesn't need a backstory, or he doesn't need to do anything cool because he's the Groot and he's just going to do something amazing and save everybody. And you can't even believe he could do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
And granted, to your point, he didn't encompass a major portion of the movie. It was just a smattering here and there. I think I just expected to like him, and then like, he was some weird monster. No one. I don't get it.
I would appreciate a backstory of how he got there. I don't need to know his race.
Exactly.
How
I
did
don't
he get
need to
there?
know.
Yeah. I don't need to know Rocket Raccoon's race or Groot's race.
Exactly.
It explains that they
but
met
you
each
can't
other.
write them out of the movie
No.
and have it make sense, really.
Yeah.
Or at least
Groot's
if you did,
super important now.
Yeah. At least if you did write him out of the movie, it would be a lesser movie. I think if you wrote Goose out of this movie, it would not be a lesser movie.
But
in my opinion.
But this is where Iron Man, as well as Thor, their character is so strong Their personality is so strong. Their charisma is so strong. They don't need anybody to
True.
sell a movie. They are that fun to watch.
Yeah.
They are that. That's my problem with her.
Okay,
No offense, but
No, hey.
like this is why she's a 4. When Tony Stark, Iron Man 1 is a straight up 9 or a 10.
Yeah.
He sells that movie
10.
with nobody.
Yeah. He sold
Nobody
Iron Man
helping.
2 and 3, which I don't really think are that good.
Yeah.
I think they're good for movies, but they're not good for Marvel movies necessarily. They're just kind of whatever. But
Yeah.
and yet his story is never boring.
Never. Because
like-
he's never boring.
Exactly, like Iron Man 3, which may be the worst one.
See, I actually kind of like Iron Man.
I like
3.
it too. Trust me, I like these movies.
Yeah.
We watched the second one
I don't like the second
before
one as
Infinity
much as
War
3.
came up, right?
Yeah.
And granted, I haven't seen 3 in forever, but I like these movies. I think they're good movies.
Yeah.
But compared to everything else, like compared to Iron Man 1, are you kidding me?
Iron Man 1 is...
Are you kidding me?
Marvel went out on such a nuke.
Seriously,
They just dropped a
seriously.
nuke with that one.
Jon
It's the
Favreau,
first
man.
one. Gosh, dude.
But anyway, but like even through those movies that are like definitely Iron Man 2 and 3 are very close to the bottom of my list on Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's never boring. His story isn't only boring, it's interesting.
Yeah.
His PTSD.
Oh yeah.
How cool is that?
I know. That's something to get over. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I hope
You know?
that I hope they touch more on her now that she kind of knows who she is and she can start to own that.
Yeah.
Because I totally agree with you when she's Captain Marvel. It's boring. It's very blah.
Yeah.
She's not really having fun. She's just like explosions and everything's easy for her.
Yeah.
And
I don't like that at all.
I think she's great. Like I said, in my opinion, she's great in every other scene. So I totally
liked
agree.
her with Nick Fury, yeah.
I hope that they do a bit more with her.
Yeah, but can if you were to take Nick Fury out of this movie, how many points would it drop right there?
It definitely would, but like I said, like I think she was solid outside of fighting with every character. Like
Yeah.
Jude Law, her interactions I liked.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson, yeah, his were the best probably between them, but of course the points would go down. But I still think that she holds enough personality with her interactions. It's really my problem, like I keep saying, this is Captain Marvel, the character.
Yeah,
like,
same.
It's she didn't have the Thor moment like you said, where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Hulk, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, and granted, he needed Hulk to have that moment, but like,
Yeah.
he didn't have that moment of fun. Like,
Well, and
why
Thor-
Tom
Thor
Holland is
1,
so good?
Have another.
Yeah, exactly.
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
or like Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, he
Spider-Man.
has fun being Spider-Man, and
Yes.
she didn't really have fun being Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So,
And like Spider-Man is just constantly slinging out one-liners while he's
Yeah.
fighting.
yeah.
I love Tom Holland's
Are
Spider-Man.
you
We
kidding
might
me?
have to do a podcast.
We
on
should,
that.
we should just watch that and then do a podcast on that.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah. But to Samuel's credit, he was awesome in this movie. I really enjoyed him as
yeah,
Nick Fury.
Samuel Jackson. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, and before we move on,
Yeah.
just want real quick, me grab out the CG. Like we talked about on the way home,
oh
the
yeah,
CG on him and Coulson,
because they had de-aging.
like that was like Alita level CG.
Oh.
Like he looked. It wasn't like when you watch the newest Tron movie,
Yeah.
where you see Kurt Russell
Yeah,
as his younger self, and you're like, that's impressive, but ooh, does not look
it
real.
doesn't look great.
This like, and granted, it's like Logan. I don't know if you know, they did minimal CG to make him look older.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did. So like, I think minimal is the key, but it's way harder to make someone look younger than older. So
And
that was so impressive.
It was truly incredible. Like, it was amazing. They probably took 20 years off of Samuel L. Jackson.
Easy 20 years.
consistently, and he's in the movie a lot. So
Yeah.
this is a lot of CG, and it's, dude, dynamite. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's pretty crazy what we can do with technology nowadays.
Seriously.
But,
Scary.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So that CG was good. Only really the fight scene CG was kind of
And
whatever.
only bits of it. I'm
Yeah.
really not saying all of it. Like,
Yeah.
I would really be curious to see if we could really set our opinions in stone with a second viewing of this movie, because I feel like
It kind of does require like actual like I need to put my thoughts
Mull it over
Yeah,
and,
like
yeah.
really think about how I feel about this movie
Yeah.
and how certain things played out.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to like and there's a lot to not like. It's I don't know. It's a strange.
It's
one.
very kind of steady.
Yeah.
I think where there aren't very many highs, like really highs, like Avengers highs, like circling around them for the first time in the middle of New York. There's not there. Of course, I mean, I can't put everything up to that standard, but like even like other movies, like when Cap first gets his shield, or like I don't know, stuff like that. Like there weren't really that many moments. The closest, I guess, would be her getting her suit. What'd you think about that when her friend's daughter changed the colors?
I thought that was cool that the suit could even do that.
Yeah,
but,
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I felt like the scene was almost there.
Yeah.
It was a little like, okay, so the girl just knows how to change the colors now. Like,
I think, like, okay, whenever Tony is with the kid,
yeah,
and he's only with the kid for a little bit,
yeah,
but you're already smiling.
Oh yeah,
because it's great.
It's great.
You
It's
know,
so great.
like he's only with that kid for just a little bit. I don't even remember what they're doing together, but like, I just don't think that. I think it wasn't Bree that was failing there, but I kind of think it was the girl. I don't really know why, and I can't pinpoint it.
Okay.
But
like just in that scene where they changed the color.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was the girl. I think it was the direction of the scene where it's just like, oh, it felt it was a little too easy to get there. Like I think it would have been cooler if they. I don't know what they could have done because I mostly enjoyed that scene, but it did feel a little like cheesy and awkward a little bit. Again, I need to watch it again. We're a rambling mess, man. But
we are.
This movie's just it's hard.
It's kind of hard to pinpoint our own thoughts. Here's something that bothered me about this movie a little bit was like there were parts where I was just flat out bored.
Interesting.
And most Marvel movies I'm not really bored in. Sometimes I'm kind of like that's kind of Black Panther's last fight scene CGI is so bad.
It's just boring. That that last fight scene is way they went way too far.
It was so bad. That's why. But there's like some scenes in this movie. There's something about, and it's not Brie Larson. It's Carol Danvers, the character. There's something about her that I just kind of lose interest in. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
And I can't pinpoint that.
Yeah. I think for me, it was definitely like I was saying, like there aren't like super high highs, but to me, there really weren't very many lows, in my opinion. I tend to like.
I think I figured it out actually, but
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I like my Gokus. I like my Alitas. The people that are having to earn it, and I think I figured it out is. They're called active characters. They're like when stories, they're like narratives. There's a character that's like actively pushing to grow, to strive. Like here's the problem, and like they're here, and they got to get to here.
Yeah.
And the issue is that they're just not there.
Right.
And like Thor had it in Thor 1, which is why I really like Thor 1.
Yeah.
Because he could not get Mjolnir. And when he fights all those people and you think, oh, okay, he's going to get it, he's going to fly off. Like, he tries to pick up the hammer and he can't.
That happens in Thor 1?
Thor 1. He's like, they're at the S.H.I.E.L.D. base, and he just beat up every S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Oh, duh.
And then he's trying to rip
Hawkeye's introduced and everything?
Yeah, okay. Hawkeye's introduced, he's about to shoot him, and then Loki comes in, and Thor is just crushed.
Right, yeah.
She never was crushed. Tony has his PTSD. He has been absolutely crushed.
You're hitting the nail on the head, dude. Like everything was a little too easy.
It's too easy. Again, with I can't quit. It's Alita. Okay, we're talking Alita for a sec. Alita has almost nothing given to her. She's fighting with Ito to become a hunter warrior, to kind of find her place with her and their relationship. I think it's awesome, but like she makes herself be a hunter warrior. Yeah, she's kick butt, but then she loses. Yeah, she gets this new body, but then she loses her love interest basically to in the end anyway. Like she's just constantly like, here's the new problem.
Yeah.
Bam. And so like with Captain Marvel, and they had a moment where they could have introduced that. You want to
just wrap up your thought real quick, and then we'll.
They had a moment with the Tesseract where it kind of blows up on her, and she like earns her power. And I think that they that's probably the big pinpoint problem of the whole movie was they didn't include that like ravishing her or like
Right, yeah.
doing something horrible.
That's a really good point. She never...
She doesn't earn anything, really.
One thing I really liked near the end is when she shoots him instead of fights him. I
Yeah.
actually really liked that.
I did too.
Because it was kind of just like, no, I'm living by my own terms. But
Yeah.
I think it would have been more earned if she had that like hard failure.
And if she had just like tried to fight him one more time, and if she got her butt kicked, I probably would have liked this movie more.
Right.
Like butt kicked, man.
Yeah.
This is why Gohan falls apart for me in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Gohan is so awesome as a kid, and Teen Gohan is possibly... I can't pinpoint whether I like Goku Super Saiyan or Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2.
Right.
I don't know which one's better. They're both so good.
Yeah.
But adult Gohan kind of falls apart.
He's so funny though.
I love
He's
the
so
school.
charming.
I know. I love the school bits actually.
Yeah. Orange Star High.
Yeah, and Gohan.
I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah. What do you think about all that?
I think about that too. Even kind of going off Goku, like how that he. I don't care how many new Dragon Ball Z shows there are. I don't care what they do. I haven't seen Super. No moment will ever beat Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time. No moment can beat that.
Yeah.
It's not possible. So, and you're right. There was not that moment in this movie.
Yeah.
Everything, she had the steady trajectory of upwards career. Like it was just like,
Right.
she didn't have the failures of like,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right about that. Like, I guess the closest thing, like,
Would there what?
her past is like her failure. I don't know. Like,
Because that can't even be included.
you're right. Because I think that's why Alita's character is more interesting because she's trying to figure out her past, and she's just failing.
Yeah.
But she's failing because she's trying to take on too much at once. She's trying to like. But yeah, she never has this moment. Everything is too easy for Captain Marvel. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. This is why we should do Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
My favorite Marvel scene is in that movie.
Yeah.
And that's when he just got his Spider-Man suit taken away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he gets the I forget what he's called, the Raven or the bad guy. He blows up all the pillars and the building falls on him.
Freaking not Scarecrow. Vulture.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Building falls on him.
Yeah.
And he hears like, you don't deserve the suit. And he's just in his clothes and he's picking up that thing on
Yeah.
him and he's like about to die.
And it shows how human he is because he's
yeah. I love that scene, dude.
Greg from Kind of Funny talks about that, how that he loves that scene because it shows that like he was in the theaters and that happens and he's like, oh shit, like this is a kid.
Yeah, he's
In the story, he's probably around like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and like he's in that scene, he's like panicking. Even in Infinity War, where he's like, I don't feel good. I don't want to go. Like he's a kid that's panicking because
Yeah.
he's in over his head.
yeah.
But I'm sorry, I kind of hijacked that, but like
no, you're good.
he kind of like has to overcome that, and yeah, like she never really has that in this movie, but
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's a good point, Jackson. I think that is probably the biggest problem with this movie,
That's it.
even more than Goose, believe it or not. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
No, but like
might eat
you're
you.
right because I think that's why I'm struggling with her character because I'm like I like her charm.
Yeah.
I like her acting, except for when she's Captain Marvel. And even then, it's not really the acting; it's just the lack of personality when she is Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But there's that one nagging thing that it's just like, yeah, everything was just a little too easy,
Yep.
and that's why I feel like she feels OP by the end of the movie. Where like, because my friend told me that he said that one thing that he didn't like about the movie was that she was just OP by the end of the movie, and he thinks that's gonna be a problem in the future movies.
It could.
And it could be. And I went in at 3/4 through the movie. I was like, she's no powerful than Thor. Like when she's fighting throughout the facility and the buildings, and then after she's falling to Earth and she starts to fly, then she's like way too OP. I think so.
She's pretty OP.
We'll see.
Let's do the theories
Okay.
about how she's going to interact in Endgame.
Okay.
Because I pray that Marvel does not do this.
Okay.
is I pray that she is not the one that finishes Thanos.
Yeah,
That would be awful.
yeah.
That would ruin almost every Marvel movie for me. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
And it's not because not because of a dislike on any of this. Again, she needs to earn it.
Yeah.
I want, if anything, I will like
She's
her
not
character.
going to. I'm telling you right now, she's not going to.
I will like her character so much more if Thanos dominates her.
Yes,
Has
I
a
totally agree.
moment-
That could be her. I hope that happens, dude.
Where she's like, I'm going to kick your butt. Or like, and he just like, you don't know.
That would be awesome.
Right?
And she comes in way too overconfident.
Like so overconfident and
Dude.
just gets destroyed by him.
I don't see any other way than Thor finishing off Thanos because he has Stormbringer.
Yeah.
Why would they make that weapon if not to use it? Like, and he used it at the end of Infinity War, but it did. That was his failing moment. He like he said he should have gone
the head.
Should have gone for the head.
Oh,
So
Thanos, man.
I hope what you say happens. I hope that she just gets decimated.
like in like One Punch Man style.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
easy for Thanos.
She comes
Like,
in like all. I would like it if she like kicks a bunch of people's asses and then gets up to him
and he's
it's
just like,
boom.
yeah, and he
She's
just
down.
wrecks her. That would be. That's my hope for that. Nothing against her. She needs to fail though.
No, that's a hope because we want her to be a better character.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, and if she finishes Thanos, because I've heard there's a rumor that she's the one. She's kind of the old guard is leaving, like
Right.
you know the Tony Stark, and like that'll be their last movie, so
Yeah.
they might die off, and she's going to become kind of the new leader of the Avengers, which is fine if they do it right. But like there's like a cut of her being the one that finishes off Thanos, and I'm like, that is the biggest mistake you'll make, Marvel. Do not do
Yeah,
it.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it literally anybody deserves it more than her. Like
Yeah.
anybody. But anyway, any other theory?
Groot deserves it more.
Groot, totally. You know.
Theories. I mean, I don't want to really get into endgame theories necessarily outside of what to do with her.
Okay.
So like, what I did like about this movie is that they ended it with showing that she fixed up his pager to like that,
Yeah.
and that set up what is the end of. I liked that a lot, and had that. But that, yeah, again, like we were talking about after the movie, I guess it takes her like 20 years to find these guys a planet, or does something
guess.
else happen? Like, is she prevented from coming back for some reason, or is she like Goku? She wants to kind of explore, and then she'll come back when she's needed, because she comes back pretty quickly,
Yeah.
seemingly. So from the end credit scene of this movie, but or mid credit, but I don't know. As far as any other theories with her, I don't know, because they show her in the high tech
Yeah.
suits, right?
Yeah, she'll-
with the rest of them in the white suit, white and red.
She'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
And
know.
that's scary.
I'm looking forward to Thor and her reaction just from that trailer of
Yes.
Infinity War or
Yes.
Endgame. I think they could play off each other well.
Same.
I don't know, but I mean Cap. Again, that's Endgame. Let's save that for. when
Yeah,
do
we will
everything.
have more coming your way with that kind of stuff, man.
All right,
'cause-
closing thoughts. What do you think about this?
My most honest, the number that keeps flashing in my head is a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It's a 60.
Yeah.
It's passing.
Right.
Like
yeah.
I can't recommend to see it. I can't also recommend to never see it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not bad. It's not great. It needs a second viewing from us, I feel
Yeah.
like. I don't think I'd see it in the theaters though.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
gonna wait.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I probably give it like a 7.5 again, because I think part of it is because I just like Brie Larson. Like I liked her what she's been in, and I thought I think that she was just better than I thought she was gonna be. Like I
True.
really thought the trailers made her look boring, and then the trailers made the whole movie look boring in my opinion. And
Yeah, the trailers
it
were
wasn't.
terrible.
It wasn't. I think it was solid. Again, no super high highs, no super low lows for me.
Yeah.
I think it was solid. Overall, I think I'm happy with it. But the thing that you hit the nail on the head is that thing that everything's too easy for her. I think that the more I think about that, it could drop it more.
Yeah.
So overall, I think it's worth seeing. I think definitely worth seeing before Endgame. So I think it's worth seeing in theaters at least once, because I wouldn't want to go into Endgame and not have watched her
True.
origin. So
Yeah, because she's obviously going to be in Endgame, so
Yeah.
you might as well. And she is powerful. She'll probably be helpful versus Thanos.
yeah,
Please, Marvel.
hopefully not too much.
Please.
I don't. There's no way they're gonna have her kill him. There's no way. I'm
It's a
telling
rumor
you, dude. It's
online,
not gonna
dude.
happen.
It's a big rumor.
I'm going on. What's the phrase? I'm going on
vape?
record.
On record. Okay.
It's not going to happen.
Want to put money on that?
Yeah.
$10.
$10.
$10.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying it will happen?
Yes.
Okay. $10
saying-
is down, dude. I'm $10 richer. Yeah.
Bro, I'm going to just burn that $10 you give it.
Yeah. Anyway.
God. Anyway,
Well,
guys, movie night out. Thanks for coming and watching us. Alex, thanks for co-hosting this with me. It's always fun.
For sure,
Always
dude.
a great time, man.
For sure, dude. See you next time.
See y'all next week.